Welcome back to the channel, G.I.A Automotive. Today I'm going to be making a quick video on an experience on this car here, 2016 Nissan Altima. Um, One of my customers' dads, his battery was the problem with this car, and he kind of sensed that it was the battery. But here was the issue. Everything would light up. The the um the car would try to crank, and then it would stall. Like it would sound just like the starter, like the engine making a full revolution and then stopping right at mid circle. And the man, he suspected it was the battery because of the age of the battery. He went to his local auto parts store, um, and he told the girl he wanted to buy a battery, and she told him, we got to go test the battery. The battery came up to over 12 volts, 12 and a half, almost like 12 and a half, 1246. And she told him, I can't sell you the battery because your battery's not the problem. Even though he was gonna buy the battery. Like what kind of stuff is that from, number one, from the auto parts store? These kids, it was a young girl, these teenage kids that they think they know about cars, and they throw you around for a loop. I've had them do that to me when I was younger, and ask them for advice. They're always gonna have an advice. They're always gonna have an opinion. Um, so, anyways, since she didn't want to sell him a battery, he kind of went along with it. Like, okay, well, maybe I do have something else going on with it. So, I went to his house, and I tested the battery, and the battery was very strong, and I was like kind of baffled at the beginning, like what could be going on then, so then he would try to start it, and sometimes it would start, sometimes it wouldn't. And he said that he put jumper cables on the car and it ended up starting, so that's why he was going after the battery. But a lot of the newer cars now have many electronics accessories that your your battery needs to be fully charged and very strong, and always, above average for a lot of these newer cars, because you may have power to all your accessories, or windows might will work, and horn and lights will look strong, and you'll get that reading just like I just told you. A battery above 12 volts would not be the suspect on the issue of a car not starting. But that's why I wanted to make a video about this, to show you guys, to share with you guys what happened with this car. And also, I wanted to tell you guys that when I go work on people's cars, um, that's top priority. Fixing a person's car. Making a video is far down from the list, but I do it because um, I like to be involved in making videos to help people out, because a long time ago I needed help. And I'm talking about before YouTube, when you had to really read and do your homework. And now everybody can Google, everybody can can be smart because they got a smartphone, but um, all the information is out here, and I'm just passing along the information through the help of YouTube, where everybody can find it. So don't forget to like and subscribe to my channel and help my channel continue to grow. Um, so back to this issue here. The guy was totally going after the issue, and he didn't need my services. He knew it was the battery, but since I had to go out there, he had to pay me for my services, and he had to buy the battery anyways at the end. So that's why I'm making a video, to save people money and time and headaches from these goofballs at the stores that think they know it. They know it. And it's when you go back and tell them something, all they'll say is sorry or whatever, or not even admit to it. Um, so yeah, this guy's car ended up starting with a fresh battery, and he never had an issue again. And the car only had 40,000 miles on it. Um, at the beginning, I thought it could have been a starter, and it sounded like the starter would drag and stop the engine from turning completely. But I ended up telling him, let's do the battery and knock that out of the way, because I still suspected it was the battery from all the symptoms he told me, from him having to start the car, through a jumper cables, and sometimes the car wouldn't start at all. Sometimes it would. That's why it was a little confusing, because sometimes it would start, sometimes it wouldn't start. But always start with the basics. Start off with your checklist, and work your way down, and see what really is going on. And I will make another video from a different truck that didn't start on the next one. That was a totally different issue, not a battery at all. And that'll be another one for you guys to watch. I know this video is not a live hands on the actual vehicle that you see here, but this information is useful for whoever is having issues with their Altima, their Nissan, or anything in general. The same problem happened to this other guy. He called me. He had a CRV, a Honda CRV, like a 14 or a 16, somewhere around there. He had a similar issue, but sometimes when you try to start the car and it's the battery, you'll hear a little ticking sound at the end. When you crank the key, it'll try to start, and then it'll go it'll like do little sequence of tapping continuously. And that means that every time I hear that sound, I know it's the battery, 100%. If you know what I'm talking about, then you know exactly what sound it is, and we don't even have to go any further. When we hear that sound, it's the battery. So that was a Honda CRV. Anyways, thank you guys for listening. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you guys for subscribing. If you're not a subscriber, please consider subscribing. Hit a like. Hit a don't like if you don't like the video. I'm all about it. Constructive criticism is okay with me. That's what makes us better. Thank you for watching again. Have a great day. Hope everyone's well.